Hello and welcome to this free immigration help channel. I think I am live now. Sorry, this is my very first time doing this. I'm still trying to figure out the software, how everything works. But looks like I got it. Alright, so today I am going to be answering your questions so far. As always, I'm getting a lot of them. Most of them are regarding the visa extension. So if you have any questions and if you are online, definitely drop your questions in the chat and I'll try to answer it. But so far I will try to answer some of the questions that I already got in the comments. And there they are. So let's get into them. Okay, so the very first question, let's see, from Ebenezer, I do, and I apologize if I mispronounce your names. Okay, so my interview was completed in August 2018 on my USCIS database. It says decision will be mailed, but till today I haven't received any decision from USCIS. What do I do? Okay, so the very first question looks like it's regarding the asylum application, not the extension. Alright, well, let's start with that. So your interview was completed August 2018. That's almost a year ago. And it says in the USCIS database that the decision will be mailed. Here is the thing. Whenever it comes to checking your case status on the USCIS website, right? You guys all know that website. It's the USCIS.gov, right? And in order to check the case status, you just click on that and you do that. So you guys know that. The thing is, whenever it comes to asylum cases, there are actually two separate databases, as far as I know, whenever it comes to the asylum cases. So a lot of the information that is being processed, that is happening, is not going to appear on the official USCIS.gov website. So I would recommend, obviously, Ebenezer, I do, you asking questions. You obviously know which asylum office you had your interview in. I would recommend contacting them and scheduling an appointment and going there and actually talking to someone. They do that. They might not do that at the moment because of all of this pandemic virus situation. Some of the offices are just now opening up and there might be a lot of appointments, a lot of packed up. But I definitely highly recommend scheduling an appointment with the asylum office, because those are separate, not with the regular application center for USCIS, not those, because like I said, the databases are different and those people might have a different information compared to these ones. In case if it's still dragging, you can also try, if you're not able to get, and really that goes out to everyone, if you are not able to get any reasonable response from USCIS, what you can do is you can contact your local official, representative, state representative, right, like a senator for example, and ask them, give them your case number and they can help you look into it actually. So try that. Okay, so let me double check, see if, hello, and Chiguo, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna try pronouncing, but thanks for tuning in. Okay, so let's get to the next question, and looks like it's regarding the visa extension. Good, let's do it. Hello Hassam. I'm currently in USA and the time period of my entry has expired 3 days ago before, and I just got to know now when I checked it online. That's not good. My question is, if I apply now, I-539, will it be okay? Any chance of getting extended? That is a very complicated situation. That's why I say, even if you have 1 week left, even if you have 1 day left before the expiry of your duration of status, apply for the extension, because you don't want to cross that line. And it looks like Hassam unfortunately did cross that line. And here's the thing, whenever your status expires, you basically become an undocumented illegal alien. And it sounds bad, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. That's just how it works. And you can try sending that I-539 application for the extension, and making sure that in that written statement you just do as good of a job as possible to explain everything. That goes explaining everything. I mean, showing that you had your return flights, explaining that they were canceled, what flights, what numbers, exactly the dates, and all of your plans basically. And of course the fact that you did not know, obviously you checking your duration of status. When did you check it? How did you check it? Because now some of you guys already know that USCIS did some changes to the way I-94 is pulled up. It's a different website. Well, it's not a different website. It is a website. So you have to actually go online to pull that up. But yes, Hassam, you can definitely try to do that. However, your chances of that extension being approved dropped by a lot. There's a very high chance that it will be denied. And basically what it creates when you become an undocumented illegal alien, and if you are leaving the country, you get that ban in the airport saying that you overstayed the duration of status. And if you are planning to ever come back here again, and obviously you would need to go to your embassy, US embassy, not your embassy, US embassy in your country, and get another visa. That raises the questions over there, and then they look at you a little bit differently than they would have if you did not overstay. Then they have some extra questions. Again, it's not the end of the world. You can explain. There is a way to do it. It just creates some extra problems. Okay, so let me double check the live stream, see if there are any questions. Guys, if you're watching, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the live stream right there. Okay, so let's move on to the next question from Tony Stark. No, actually Tony Stank. Alright, so hello, I'm here with my mom and dad. We can't go back to home because close the border for everyone. Yep, understandable. Number one, should we pay 370 plus 85 plus 85 plus 85? Is it correct? And sent it by postal service. Number two, my I-94 has not found on USCIS, so I just printed my entry date and expired time from my passport. Is it okay? Okay, that's regarding the visa extension. Okay, so to answer your first question, here's the thing. The instructions for I-539, unfortunately, are not very clear whenever it comes to the payment for I-539A specifically and the additional people. Do you need to pay for the biometrics? Because just like you said, 370 plus $85 for you, plus $85 for your mother, and $85 for your father, right, as a biometric fee. So you're paying one application fee, and then you're attaching additional people in there, but you're still paying for biometrics. Definitely makes sense. That's what I would think. But I would highly recommend filling out this application online. Basically what you're doing, you're registering your USCIS online account, and then you're filling up one I-539 online, and then you're filling up I-539A, two of them, for your mother and your father. The reason why I'm saying it is because whenever you're doing it online, it tells you exactly how much you need to pay, because in order for you to submit your applications, you need to pay first. So there cannot really be any confusion. Now, if you absolutely must send it by paper, yes, that's what I would think. That would be the fee, and you would obviously write out a check. But if you can, do it online, because it just clears out a lot of confusion. And to answer your number two question, my I-94 has not found on USCIS. I have seen it from so many people already. It's just, whenever you're entering the airport, if there's one minor mistake in your name, that's it. Your I-94 is not going to pull up. But you know exactly the dates from your passport, so you can definitely put those dates. You should be fine. All right. So hopefully that answers your question. If you have any additional questions, drop them. Let's get to the next one. Let's double check if anything in the live stream. All right, guys. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Let's get to the next one. Carla Ledour. Let's go. Okay, so it's first question and then the next question. So let's start from that one first. Hi there. Thanks for the tips. You're very welcome. I'm only a bit confused about a few things, all right? If I leave the USA while waiting for an answer from USCIS, wouldn't it be abandonment of status? At the same time, I may not overstay in the USA if my I-94 expires and I haven't received the answer. Okay, so if I leave the USA while waiting for an answer from the USCIS, wouldn't be abandonment of status? No, in this particular case for the extension of visa, it's not going to be. So yes, abandonment of status, I don't want to say all of the times, most of the times applies only to situations whenever you're filing something related to immigrant petitions, right? You're planning to immigrate to the United States. Maybe green card application, residency, or asylum application, for example. That application, if you leave without waiting for a response, that's definitely an abandonment of status. However, because this is a non-immigrant issue and plans might change, this is definitely not an abandonment of status. Okay, so clear that out. Let's get to the next one. At the same time, I may not overstay in the USA if my I-94 expires and I haven't received an answer. Okay, so the thing is, whenever I give you guys advice on this channel, I try to stick to the absolutely safest, risk-free course of action, right? So if you know for a fact that you can leave the United States without overstaying, that you do have enough time, let's say you have another 3-4 months on your I-94, you think everything is going to be fine, you have at least another 2 months to see, if airports are going to open up and you can buy a ticket and fly back, fine, don't worry about that. However, if you do have 1 month left, 1.5 months left, and you are unsure, it's definitely much safer to just apply. I know I'm saying it like it's just easy thing to do and cheap, right? It's not cheap. $370 plus the $85 biometric, definitely not cheap. However, it's definitely the safest route because you do not want to overstay. You do not want to be in the position like Hassam. Unfortunately, feel really bad for him because that's definitely not a good position to be in. Okay, so Carla, let's get to your next question. Also, I need to apply for myself and my 3-year-old daughter. The online version does not allow me to add someone else. Is there any way to add the I-539A on the online I-539, or should I then just send everything per mail? Okay, so online, as far as I know, I've seen one of those probably, I'm not even sure, maybe a year ago, so I'm not sure, maybe some things changed, but the way it was before, basically, it's almost like you create 2 separate applications. You create the I-539 first, and then there is really no way to add the I-539A in it. You just create it, you submit it, it doesn't submit, it just saves it basically in your account until it is paid. And then you start another application, and for that one you select the I-539A, if that makes sense. So try that, and if for some reason USCIS changed the way things are done over there online, then yes, you'll have to do it in the mail. Alright, so let's get to the next one. Okay, I'm not even gonna try. Wow. Okay, thank you. All my questions was entertained and answered, and I hope it will be all helpful to all of us. Crossing fingers, will apply 70 days before. I'm just worried of the delays. Yes, 70 days. During these times, I would definitely, because USCIS, they do recommend applying for this particular one, for the extension, at least 30 days before your I-94 expires. But 70 days, to be on the safe side, I would extra, 2 months, because right now there are a lot of delays. In fact, USCIS, they still have these, if you go to their website, you'll see just bunch of this virus COVID-19 stuff, and some of their offices are just now opening up, so keep that in mind. Try to do it earlier. Okay, so let's get to the next one. Let me check the live stream and see if there are any questions. Okay, guys, you're very welcome to drop your questions here in the live stream if you have any. I will be happy to try to answer them. I don't know everything, but I know where to find the answers. Okay, so let's get to the next question. Again, regarding the I-539, how to extend visa. Hi, sir. Hello. Excellent help to clarify our doubts. Well, thank you for a kind comment. I have the following question. I applied I-539 online, and while I wait for the response of the approval of my application, that may take some time. I leave the USA back to my country without having an answer for my extension request. Is the situation that will happen with my case? Thanks a lot. Okay, so yeah, again, the same thing like I was explaining regarding Carla's question. If you do apply for I-539 and you wait, obviously there are delays. Typically, I have to say, I-539, the processing time for that takes about 4 weeks. So about a month. That's why they kind of want you to apply 1 month in advance. But because of the current situation, I don't know. I already had people who waited for like 2 months. So no, actually not 2 months, since April. So April, May, June, yeah, 2.5 months, and still nothing. So keep that in mind. It might happen. In case you do need to leave, and what I say is, here's the thing. If you have still the valid I-94, right? And if you applied for the extension for the I-539, the extension of visa, right? Extension of stay. And you are still waiting. Now, let's say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month has passed. Your I-94 is still valid, but maybe it expires in the next 1 week, right? You can go back to your country. If you can't go back to your country, do that. Do not wait just because you submitted this extension. Because, I don't want to scare you, but there's always a chance, even the smallest chance, but there is, that your application may be denied. And you don't want to be here with expired I-94 and denied application. So if you have a chance to go back, do it. Now, obviously, if you don't have a chance to go back and, for example, airports are still closed in your country, you're not able to buy a ticket, something like that, obviously you don't really have a choice, so you just wait for that extension. You really don't have a choice. But if you do, don't wait for your I-94 to expire, because we want to play it safe. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Question from Soji Smiley. Hello, sir. Hello. My father's visitor's visa is going to expire soon, but I want to extend his visa due to this COVID situation. What am I supposed to do? Is there any special form? Okay, actually it's a very good question. I know I have been uploading this answering questions for the past, I don't even know. This is number 4. But I have done a video. It's called The Same Way I-539 How to Extend Visa, Just Not Frequently Asked Questions. It's literally just the video. I think it's about 45 minutes long. It's a long video. But I explain step by step how to fill out the I-539. It's not a legal advice. I'm not an immigration attorney in any way. It's literally just from my experience and from reading the instructions that are available for everyone on USCIS.gov. So, for you, Soji, check out that video. It's the very first one regarding the I-539 extension. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Okay, we have 2 spam comments here. We're just gonna skip them. Let me check on the live stream. Live stream is still up. You guys are not answering any questions. Drop them Let me see if I can handle any live questions. Okay, so let's get back to the comments. A few more I'm gonna answer for today. Let's see. Question from Annie Bass, and probably not gonna be able to pronounce that last name. Hello, I have chance to work in USA as household work. Thanks for your reply. Okay, so this is regarding the application for the EAD, Employment Authorization Document, basically a legal right to work in the United States of America. I have a chance to work in USA as a household work. Okay, so basically I think she's asking if she has a chance to work as a household work. I mean, everybody has a chance. That's how I like to say it. If you find an employer who is willing to sponsor you, obviously, you know, if you're outside of the United States, or maybe you're here in the United States, but you are, let's say, on a non-immigrant visa and you don't have a legal right to work in the United States. If you find an employer who is willing to sponsor you, gives you a job offer and willing to sponsor your employment visa, that's a little bit of a different process. Employer files a few things to Department of Labor and then to USCIS, and then you get a different visa. Let's say if you had a non-immigrant visa, you'll get a different visa. It's a visa change of status to a work visa, and then with the work visa you apply for employment authorization document, and then with that Social Security. So it's kind of step by step process. But the very first one is finding an employer who is willing to sponsor. Hopefully that answered your question. Let's get to the next one. Angela Bolin, here is an idea. Don't America is full. Isn't America full? Maybe. Okay. We are the third most probably populated country right now. Seek asylum elsewhere. Okay, so not very nice comment, Angela. Here's the thing. It is indeed the third. United States of America is the third most populated country in the world. The first one is China, the second one is India, and the third one is United States of America. Correct me if I'm wrong. Although we are very much far from, because India and China, they are in billion, right? Billion something. And United States of America, as far as I know, 300 something million, 325 million. The thing is, whenever it comes to immigrants, Angela, and this is, I'm addressing you, kind of now we're going into the political topic here, which I don't mind at all. Whenever it comes to the immigrants, you do want people coming in who want to live in the country where they're coming in. And you do want them to be able to come in and be legally present in the country. If they want to work, there's nothing wrong with it. They are contributing to the society. They're contributing to the economy if they're legally working here, because they're paying taxes. They have all of the Social Security, you know, obviously they're paying all of that. They have all of the insurances that are required. And because they're legally employed, obviously they're on the books. Everything is reported everywhere. Everything is fair. Right? Contribution to society, contribution to the economy. Compared to, for example, to someone who comes here and, you know, is not following the legal process and starts working or just lives in the country, obviously without documents. That's not good. That's not good for the economy. That's not good for the society. That's not good for that same immigrant who is here in the United States of America illegally. And that's really one of the goals with my channel that I'm doing. If people want to come here, if people want to stay here, live here, work here, it means they have that will, that goodwill, you know? And those are people, you do want those people, because there are a lot of people, let's admit it, here in the United States of America who never traveled the world, who never seen things outside of the United States, and who think that this country is bad. Unfortunately, it's very sad. But a lot of people who come in here, immigrants, they do appreciate a lot of things that this country provides, and because they have that ability to compare, because they've seen outside of this country how life is in other countries. And if they want a chance to live here and, work here, build their families here, build their businesses here, it's great. And that's what I'm trying to do with this channel, help follow the process legal, because that's what I have done myself. That's a lot of my friends done. And now we are here. Now we are giving back to the society, to the economy, and I think that's a good thing. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And this one, I don't even know. What's that? That's not even... Hi there. Please, can I get your email or contact? Thanks. Okay, I get a lot of questions like that. Here's the thing. What I'm going to start doing, is I'm going to start working on the website. The thing is, I have to do a lot of research regarding me giving this immigration help outside of YouTube, because on YouTube right here I can come here and say, hey guys, I'm not an attorney, I'm not an immigration attorney, this is not a legal advice, this is just my experience, and I'm literally just reading stuff or remember stuff that I read from USCIS.gov, which is the official US Citizenship and Immigration Services website, right? However, whenever it comes to me creating a separate website and you guys emailing me your questions and then me answering them, right? Whether I'm doing it for free or if I'm doing it for some sort of a fee, that already is kind of a little bit tricky. I do need to do some research on that, if that is even allowed for me to do without having a license and being an attorney, right? So, Gloria, I will answer that as soon as I have that figured out. As soon as I have it all going, I will definitely let you know. I'm sorry I left it unanswered. Okay, let's see the live stream. We have any questions? No questions yet. Let's go to the next comment. I'm gonna do... Actually, you know what? That's it. I'll answer this one, last one, and then this one, and then we will be enough for today. We'll come back in a few days when I have a bunch of other questions. So, Prasad Wickramasinghe, I think. Alright. Which group belongs to asylum under attack and death threats by an underworld gang? That is regarding, do I need an immigration attorney? Obviously regarding the asylum. Okay, so asylum, if you look up the definition of asylum on USCIS.gov, you can find it. There are certain types of different persecutions, right? Persecutions based on what? Persecution based on religious beliefs, persecution based on affiliation with certain political organization, persecution based on being a part of a certain minority group, right? Persecution, there are a lot of them out there. Obviously, if you belong, it's not really, you don't really need to specify which group do you belong to. Because if you are persecuted based on belonging to a group or anything I've listed and a lot more, I recommend you checking out to kind of go through all of them. But underworld gang, threats by underworld gang, that sounds pretty bad. You do fall under the definition of asylum if you are in the United States of America. That's very important because that is the definition of asylum. You have to be in the United States of America to fall for that category. Alright? Hopefully that answers your question. If it doesn't, ask me again. So, let's move on to the very last question for today from Jiwat Alem. Thank you for this video. You're very welcome. I have asylum holders case since 2015 and I'm outside USA since 2016 and my advanced parole finished in 2017 and my asylum case still pending, I think. I'm asking if I can apply for re-entry permit. Yeah, you see me, that is a long time, okay? Whenever it comes to being an asylum holder, if you are an asylum holder, I don't recommend leaving the United States of America at all. And Not a legal advice, not anything. It's just my personal recommendation. Try not to leave the country until at least you get your residency, which is a green card. And it doesn't take that long, because after you get your asylum, only 1 year you have to wait until you apply for the green card. Just 1 year. You can do it. You know, you probably waited for much longer to apply, after you applied for asylum, to get your asylum. That takes a long time, especially if it goes to court. But with green card after asylum, it's really simple. Just 1 year you wait, then you apply, you submit the application, you do the doctors, whatever, appointment, vaccinations, all that stuff. You submit all of that. That's it. There's not even an interview involved. You get your green card. And then travel. Then you can go ahead and travel if you have a valid passport. But I do not recommend traveling with the asylum. Just with the asylum. You can. Doesn't mean you can't. With the travel document, you definitely can. Okay, let's get back to this question. I do not recommend, if you have to absolutely travel outside of the United States with the asylum, I do not recommend staying outside for any longer than 3 months. Okay. Now, in this particular case, it's been since 2016. And obviously, this person had a travel document, travel passport, valid from 2016 to 2017. And it's been 3 years already that it has been expired. I am pretty sure this is going to be the case where you would say that the status was abandoned. So you can, obviously, I cannot tell you that you can't apply for re-entry permit. You can definitely do that. But I am 99% sure that that's it. You won't be able. It really depends on which country you went back to. Does it say which country he went back to? Thank you for video. No, it doesn't say. It just says outside of the United States. Because obviously we all know that, if you have asylum, you cannot go back to the country where you came from and claimed asylum from. Obviously. This comment, however, doesn't mention those details, but yeah, I'm 99% sure that this is not gonna work with this re-entry permit. And if you are in a similar situation and you have an asylum and you want to leave, even with green card, even when you have a green card, the residency on hand, I do not recommend leaving the country for longer than 6 months, because you will be, whenever you're applying for your citizenship, your naturalization, you will be asked during the interview if you left anytime during your having the residency, if you left outside of the United States, and for how long and why. And the longer you stayed outside of the United States, the more complicated questions there will be, because it's hard to answer a question, why did you leave, or why did you stay there for 3 months? 3 months is a long time. 3 months not living in the United States of America is a long time, because 3 months here, 3 months not working, 3 months paying rent, 3 months paying all the bills, 3 months maintaining all of the accounts open. That's a lot of time. It's a lot of money. And it matters. That's why it's called residency, because you're showing that United States of America is your primary place of residence, not somewhere else. Okay, so just some random tips at the end of the video. Thank you very much everyone who tuned in, and looks like I only got one comment in a super chat or whatever it's called, but this video will be published online. Okay, I just got another one from Harpreet Kalon. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. How many days before we should file extension of stay? Okay, how many days before we should file extension of stay? You mean before your I-94 expires? Before your I-94 expires, it's recommended to file, by USCIS, it's recommended to file it at least 30 days before it expires, at least. Because typically, that's how long it takes to process that application. However, currently there are some major delays because of all this pandemic and virus situation. So if you have more than 30 days, even if you have 2 months, I'd recommend doing it now just to be on the safer side, because I said it in the middle of this video somewhere. I already had a person who filed, one of the commenters, who filed back in April, and he still did not get a response. It's still processing, so it takes longer. But thank you very much for tuning in. At the very end of the video, I got the question. I really appreciate it. I appreciate watching the whole thing. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I will go through all of these and try to answer them in writing as well. Sorry, it takes a lot of time for me to do it because I do get a lot of questions, and sometimes I do need to do additional research to answer them. But thank you very much for watching. If this was useful, make sure to subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, hit the like button, everything. And